Yo, YouTube, it's been a little minute since I recorded a video. I think it's been like, I don't know, 8 days, 9 days since I uploaded a video on this channel. But reason being is that there just hasn't been much for me to talk about. I've just been focused on getting more cash flow into the business. And I've kind of just had a paradigm shift, just kind of a shift on like perspective of how I'm like approaching everything. Before I was going down this route of just purely testing custom ads and just really just trying to work on my skill and like ability at marketing. But I realized, and it took a little bit of convincing, but I realized that I'll be putting myself in a much better position by like ripping and getting myself to a point where like I can test ads, right? Like I can afford to test ads and let them run for the full 2 to 3 days rather than like, because like if I rip something and I get it to the point where it's profitable, I'm doing like $500 a day, $1,000 a day, which I've done before. I just wasn't able to keep it going at that pace. But getting back to that point where I'm at like $500 a day, $1,000 a day, in that range where I'm profitable every day, and I'm profitable. Ideally, I'm getting subscriptions as well, and then testing custom ads, right, where I have that buffer to where I can let this ad run for 2 to 3 days and spend. Or if I put in my campaign and it doesn't get any spend, then that tells me all I need to know, right? So I'm putting myself in a better position to do that by already having, like a somewhat profitable brand, rather than me starting off fully custom and then, I lost a lot of money doing that, right? I've been doing that for the past 5 or 6 months, maybe longer, just going completely custom. And like, especially because my skills aren't at that level yet where I can take a product to 1K a day like this or 10K a day like that. It's just like, it's just going to lead to me losing a lot more money. And right now, cash flow, it's not as bad. It's definitely a lot better than it was. I don't know, whenever the last time I spoke about it, 2, 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But I still think it's a better idea for me to continue getting more cash flow until I'm just like, 10, 15, 20K liquid. Or not, maybe less, give or take, however much I feel comfortable at. But I think it's a lot smarter for me to continue stacking up, my cash, so I can just be less emotional in the business when it comes to testing ads and running ads. Because at the end of the day, everything comes down to you letting those ads get spent so you can read the data and adjust based on that, right? But the way I was running things was that I just didn't have that money to let an ad get, be unprofitable for $200, $300, right? So so I kind of just had a whole, like, I don't know, perspective shift, paradigm shift, at least specifically for the position that I'm in. If I was significantly more liquid, then I'll probably continue going down the fully custom route. But for the position that I'm in right now, it just makes more sense for me to rip, right? And just get myself to the point where however long it takes, however many products I got to test, gets to the point where I'm doing, $500 a day, $1,000 a day profitably. So I can afford to test more ads and everything like that. I will say though, bro, it's been boring as shit just ripping though. Like I haven't been ripping for that long. Whatever the last video I made, I've only ripped like maybe 3 or 4 products since that. But it is boring as shit because like you just let the ads run and then like you see day one they don't perform, kill that shit, and then you just gotta do it again over and over again until you find something that's decent. I definitely do prefer like spending more of my time actually kind of getting in the trenches and making ads and actually doing stuff. But at the end of the day, like I kind of had to realize that at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. And while the skills are important, if I dry myself out of all my money before, I'm making any money off of those skills, then I won't be able to continue working on those skills, right? I need to have money so I can practice those skills, right? It's pay to play, pay to learn. So yeah, that's really what the focus is on the brand right now. And in the meantime, until I get something to start gaining some traction for me to start really working, I don't really know. I'm just gonna try and just study the game more. Focus on like learning just about as much stuff as I can, like outside of the actual ad manager and me making ads. Just more so me, studying more winning ads, studying breakthrough advertising more, studying stuff like great leads, etc. 16 word sales letter, all these different marketing books, specifically, and most importantly, breakthrough advertising, to help me get the best understanding of marketing that I can. So at least when I do start making ads again, uh, I'll be in a little bit of a better position, or be a little bit more skilled at it. And on top of that, just learning other stuff like how to use AI really, because I've really just noticed, like, bro, there's so much to this like whole AI wave. Obviously I'm using it for basic stuff in Claude right now, just to like help me write my copy, maybe help me code a product page or like a custom liquid, etc. But there's so much other opportunity in AI, and so much other stuff you can do with it, like with Claude Code and everything like that. So I want to kind of just learn my way around that, because I have the time to. If I could set up certain, automations, or, just stuff to help me in my business, I might as well learn how to do that while I'm, not in the ad account and actually making ads, not actually, in the trenches with the business. Might as well figure out stuff that will help me on a little bit later. And it's always just good to, add these skills to your bag, right? Whether it's going to apply to this business or another business, um, you know, it's always good to learn. Besides that, yeah, I'm basically done with school, so like I just have a lot of free time on my hands. And like I almost like kind of caught a case of shiny object syndrome, because I was like, bro, while I'm testing these ads, and even while I'm ripping or outside of ripping, like I'm just gonna have so much time on my hands during the day. I was thinking about just like starting up some like other shit on the side to do. And I don't know, like I just have so much time, and like the only thing that really brings me fulfillment is like doing the work here, like on the business and stuff like that, just working on businesses. But then again, like I don't know, because there's a whole learning curve with every business you get into and everything like that. But I definitely do feel like ecom has kind of like, ecom is like the one business model where like the stuff that you learn for ecom applies a lot to other businesses, right? Because like mostly just focused on like marketing, and then you're still using AI the same way these other people are using AI. Like there's just a couple skills you got to get. But I feel like my journey with ecom and just the personal development that's happened as a byproduct of that makes me a lot more capable and suitable of like other businesses as well. But it's also like, splitting my focus. I'm not too sure on whether that's a good idea or not. But then again, it's like I have a lot of time. It's like it's something I'm just really unsure on. I'm kind of 50-50 on. If I was to start something up on the side, I probably wouldn't talk too much about it on YouTube. I really want to keep this focused on, ecom and everything like that. But just trying to give you all a little like insight into what I got going on in my head right now, what I'm thinking about right now. Because really, like, I just want to build a brand, like a successful ecom brand. I want to have, a killer team behind me. I want to be a genius at fucking marketing, so I can take any product from, 0 to 10K a day, 100K a day. Be able to eventually one day, make my own custom formula, product, supplement, whatever it is, my own custom product, run up like, something that really has some like exit value in the future. Like, what I'm saying? Like Grun's just sold for like $1.5 billion, right? That's like in only like 4 years. Like I want to do something like that at some point in my life, right? Or ideally within, the next however many years, maybe 5-10 years, who knows? Maybe not to the level of Grun's $1 billion, but scaling something and, exiting for, 10-20 mil at some point, which is thinking really far in the future, considering that I'm not even at 1K days right now. But I'm just like, I don't know. I just enjoy business, and I just enjoy the work. Like this is what gives me more fulfillment than anything. So like, I'm just trying to figure out ways to kind of just like fill that void while I'm doing this ripping shit. And hopefully I can, fill that void, figure out a way to do that in a way that doesn't like jeopardize what I got going on right now. But You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. With that being said, though, I think that's basically it. I usually like to keep these videos in this time range. I don't really want to make it go on too much longer. I think I got everything across that I wanted to. But if you didn't see it already, though, me and Now dropped like a little mini podcast, like a little 10-15 minute long video where we're talking about some of the stuff I was talking about in this video. Talking about stuff like just cash flow, ripping, and just, you know, the priority of business is to, you know, make a profit. We're kind of just talking about that on the video. So I'm gonna link that in the description, or y'all can just search up his shit, go in the Discord, it's gonna be in there. Speaking of, the Discord's in the bio. We're at like 400 and something members. My Twitter's in the bio, Instagram's in the bio. And if you want to lower your cogs, get good shipping times and everything like that, I'm gonna also drop my supplier's phone number in the description of this video. And make sure to let them know that you came from me. I'll get you right, cogs, anything like that, MOQ handled, etc. But with that being said, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. God bless y'all, whatever it is y'all pursuing. Thank you for watching.